No, when I say good cards, I mean blue cards, honestly.
No, Battle of Wits is blue.
Like if you play with like Brainstorm, Ponder, Preordain, but maybe it's just too slow. The nice thing about the Zoo decks with Battle of the Wits is that they have a real game plan, and the Battle of the Wits is just gravy. And it may be that if you think Zoo is good, which you might, you know, if you think Zoo is good, then Battle of the Wits might actually be a better Zoo deck, just because it gives you these free wins sometimes.
Yeah.
In the way that a 5-drop that doesn't affect the board and wins the game next turn is. It's like a natural order to get to 2020.
Alright, so there's the
This
battle. This
is the deck
battle.
list.
Yeah, it's 2 pages. And who is it? It's Stephen Chapman.
All right. So first, what you have the
Merfolk.
deck.
Marc Richmond playing Merfolk.
Anything unusual?
It is a standstill variant of Merfolk, but that's not unusual. Snake form in the sideboard.
Yeah, fairly straightforward. Cross and Grip. Which will be interesting coming into play against this Battle of the Wits deck.
Yeah, he's got 2 tropical islands.
Now, let's see if we can possibly rattle this off fast enough. The Stephen Chapman's deck?
Not the Zoo version.
Definitely not Zoo. He instead is playing Painter Servant, Intuition, Academy Rector, Trinket Mage, Battle of the Witch, Jason Mindspell, Participate Seeker, Disrupt, Mental Misstep, Spellslinger, Ringing, Counterspell, Mana Leak, Muddle Mixture, Prohibit, Daze, Cryptic Man, Force of Will, Misdirection, Brainstorm, Ponder, Preordain, Impulse, Predict, Factor Fiction, Gets and Giving, Mystical Teachings, Repeal, Enlighten Tutor, Rapid God, Day of Judgment, Hologram, Serenity, Moat, Swords of Pushers, Path Exile, Irving Fine, Grindstone, Sword of the Meek, Senses Divine Touch, Scroll Rack, Icecrown Scepter, Chrome Mox, Pit the Needle, Relic of Pretendant, Securing Bridge, Ancient Explosive, Stopper Foundry, Fire Ice, Hungo's Vault, Vampire Hexmage, Open Throat, Diabolic Gimmick, Slaughter Pact, into the North, Farsi. Regrowth, Noxious Revival, Crop Rotation, World Defeater, Cross and Grip, Lightning Bolt, Blitzen, Mire, Mist Rainforest, Skulking Time, Marsh Path, Air Mason, Verdant Castle, Snow-Covered Island, Snow-Covered Plains, Snow-Covered Swamp, Snow-Covered Mountain, Tundra, Underground Sea, Volcanic Island, Tropical Island, Plateau, Scrubland, Bayou, Savannah, Taiga, Badland, Glacier Forges, Tulare West Academy, Atacar Waste, Drowned Catacombs, Sunken Roads, Mystic Gate, Green Coliseum, Murmuring Boss, Herbor, Tomb of Yawgmoth, Academy Ruins, Wasteland, Ancient Den, Volta Whisper, Seed of Sinna, Dark Depths, Flooded Strands, Woody Delta, Windscript, Sweat Peak, and Wooded Foothills. And in this sideboard, he has 3 fire spells: Day of Judgment, Terror, Cross and Grip, Ravenous Trap, Torment's Grip, Elixir of Immortality, Vidalphin Shackles, Oblivion Stone, Crumbling Sanctuary, Engineer Explosives, Maze of It, and Pulsive Fields. 254 cards in the main deck, 15 in the sideboard. Actually, it looks like he might have 253 cards in the sideboard. Or 253 cards in the main deck. It looks like the Merfolk is going with a traditional 60.
Yeah, you don't want to read that off? Burger King.
Oh, sure. So it'd be really interesting. This is definitely much more of a dedicated combo version, but instead of just having the Battle of the Wits combo, he has Painter Servant combo, and he has Dark Depths combo, and he has Doctor Sword combo, and he has an awful lot of combos.
Yeah, he's basically saying, yeah, I'm a Battle of the Wits deck, but that's just one of my ways to win. I have a number of other combos. It's basically like every combo deck in one, and that obviously means Battle of the Wits applies.
So I think that he can see the strategy coming.
Yeah, I think he may have figured out at least 1, if not 4, of the cards in Steve's deck. I wonder if I have changed. Wait, hold on a second. No, I don't. I was gonna try. Yeah. Good luck at Burger King with that. See what happens there.
All right, so I think Marc has the early read on Chapman here, on Steven. I mean, he's definitely sitting down with a stack of big decks instead of a big stack of little decks. All right, Ether Vial. It's amazing how consistently you can play through one Ether Vial when you only play 60 cards.
Yeah, it's like 1/15 of the deck.
It'll be interesting to see how much shuffling Steve does, but let's see. So what's his game plan here? I mean, obviously he's going to try to look to set up one of his many combos. He doesn't have... Well, I guess he has a lot of everything. Yeah, we're really just going to have to watch this one to find out. He's looking at, so far, Verdant Catacombs and a Snow-Covered Island. And it looks like he's running the 2-stack method, where he's split his deck into 2 stacks.
Yeah,
where one is the top stack and second stack over.
Just to keep it from tipping over. So Steve probably has a good read on Marc now on that turn 1 island Aether Vial, and then the standstill.
More revised islands.
Yeah.
They're just legacy players. I guess it's not just legacy players, but...
Because, yeah, yesterday we saw in Standard. Revised mountains.
Alright. Chapman deciding. Is there something he can do about it? Does he even bother? He does not.
So standstill resolves, and standstill Aether Vials, a pretty killer combo.
It is definitely a pretty killer combo. Which combo is he going to get? The front seat, the back seat?
Let me see this real quick.
So it looks like his hand is an eclectic mix of cards that are usually not in the same decks as each other. Yes, that's for the Seeker. Vampire Hexmage. Maybe Wrath of God. Some lands and an Intuition. Is that Intuition? If it is, he can surely set up one of the combos.
Yeah.
Might not be.
But Marc Vile's in a Curse Catcher at the end of Steve's turn, and
yeah, this opening is definitely exactly what Marc wants to be doing, you know. He's going to put a pretty fast clock on him, you know. Oh wow, that Wasteland's going to slow him down even more.
Oh wow,
This is just the perfect mix. Now, as long as Marc has at least one Force of Will, it's going to be real hard for Chapman to actually keep up here. However, if Marc is on, you know, if Marc's I have everything draw has everything except for the Force of Will, then I think we might see a 20/20 Marital Edge. But then again, we could see anything. Who knows? Like every card you draw, every draw phase is an adventure in this deck. So he does not have Intuition. Oh no, it wouldn't matter if he did, just because of the Curse Catcher. Amazing how well Aether Vial and Standstill work together. Yeah, I don't think he actually has Intuition. We'll see. We'll see what he actually has. Is that a Path to Exile?
I think, yeah, the Rebecca Gay version.
I think that is a Path to Exile. And that might be a muddled mixture. Yeah, I think it's a muddled mixture.
Yeah,
not
it
not
has
Intuition.
similar colors. I think that's what we're seeing.
The problem is you can't muddle the mixture for a very good combo with... I mean, I guess... I'm sure you could muddle the mixture for something that confines your Dark Depths. I mean, but the amount of knowledge you have to have about your deck...
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't have room for Stoneforge Mystic in his deck.
No, it's a tight list.
Yeah, I mean, he's already got, like, Sword of the Meek. Like, instead of the second and third Sword of the Meeks, what if you just play Stoneforge Mystic to find it? And then you have one Batterskull in here, and it's a plan.
Yeah, just I like that. If you're going with the swords in there anyway.
I guess there just wasn't room. Alright. Looks like he's cracking, and he's going to actually do something. I'm betting that it involves just transmuting a muddled mixture or something, right?
I think so, because the Standstill did not crack, so...
Well, he hasn't cast the spell yet.
Oh, no, yeah.
The question is, what would he go get, though? I think he's just waiting to try to draw one combo piece of something so that he can go find another combo piece, but he's running out of time. I mean, he's already looking at, most likely, a Vials to put down at least one more creature, and this clock is going to be a 3-turn clock. If not 2.
Yeah. And, what exactly are we seeing there?
Just some more dual lands.
Okay. Ooh, tap your Standstill.
Well, he has ensured that no more creatures are needed to make this a 3-turn clock, and that any creature is a 2-turn clock.
Yeah. And that Vial will...
And he plays the Vampire Hexmage. Now, he did avoid putting any blue mana in play.
Yeah, and so no islands.
Yeah, he's got Mystic Gate. It's kind of sweet. He actually has Mystic Gate to make it all the blue mana he needs without playing any islands. So his Vampire Hexmage is actually a force on defense, holding off the Curse Catcher and the Lord of Atlantis. And he's got Muddled Mixture, although I guess it doesn't really matter because Curse Catcher can counter him.
So the Standstill breaks. I think we're still resolving the Hexmage here.
We are. I mean, Hexmage is going to slow Marc way down. I'm kind of surprised he didn't actually wasteland anything.
No, so apparently Hexmage resolves, and then Steve plays the Dark Depths, and immediately it gets wastelanded.
No, not even immediately. He used the combo.
Oh, was Depths in play already?
Yeah, he played the Dark Depths.
Oh, I didn't even see that in play.
Why did he try going for the combo then?
So is that a Marital Age? Is that what that's supposed to be? There, that die?
Yeah, it's Marital Age.
Okay, wow, he actually got that combo off.
It's interesting that Marc used the Wasteland, because if he just holds the Wasteland, he can stop Marital Age from coming into play.
Yeah, I'm not sure...
Maybe he doesn't know that that's how it works?
Yeah, I know that there was a complication with that in Boston, I think, where somebody about like wastelanding the dark depths.
Right, because you can wasteland a dark depths in response to the Hex Mage, and they don't get the Merit Badge.
Right,
but if
because
you
the Hex
wasteland
Mage is in
first,
play.
they get the Merit Badge. All right, so we're looking at a Lord of Atlantis, a Coral Helm Commander, another Lord of Atlantis, and a Curse Catcher versus a 2020 Merit Badge. Kind of sweet to just randomly draw the dark depths.
Yeah, both the Hex Mage. Oh no, he muddled the mixture for that.
No, he didn't medal for it.
No, he didn't. Okay.
He just had it.
Wow, he drew both. Wow.
No, he had the Hex Mage the whole time.
Okay, that's right. So there's a path to exile on
with one floating.
Right.
Oh man, uses the Curse Catcher. If he has a daze, it's going to be brutal.
So, oh, he didn't. I don't think Marc realized that he had one floating. Because he went path, he said, all right, Curse Catcher, and he just tapped his land, physically tapped, not turned it sideways, but saying, I'll pay with the floating mana, and Marc paused, like, oh, wait, so he does not have the daze, or at least didn't want to use it. I think he doesn't have it.
And that's the game. They go to game 2.
Going to game 2 here, so. Well, yeah, that was just, I think he just didn't realize that there was mana floating.
Now, to be fair, you got to remember that obviously sometimes when you're in a quick situation like this, it doesn't always come up, but technically whenever you pass priority with mana in your pool, you're supposed to say
I have
mana's in your pool.
Yeah.
Like for instance, in that case, did he have a blue or white floating? Now, it's possible.
Yeah.
We don't have any audio of them, but it's possible he said
add 2 white or something.
Like add 2 white and then just path. And he's tapped out and he didn't think about it. But then again, it may have also just been that he thought that the only out was the Curse Catcher and hoped that Steven forgets that he can pay. So, a 2020 Merit Badge, ending the game on the 5th turn.
Yeah, just from Twitter, did the 250 card deck guy just naturally draw a combo? Well, he's got so many combos in the deck, but he did happen to naturally draw one of them, so that is pretty impressive.
I mean, yeah. One thing is for certain, in the Pro Tour, if somebody shows up with a 254 card deck and they sacrifice their Verdant Catacombs, you make sure to shuffle their deck, even if it's 254 cards, you know?
Yeah.
So, it's kind of, he does have so many different combos, though. I mean, it's not surprising. He had Muddle the Mixture, so he could have gone to go get a different piece of a different combo.
Whatever piece of whatever combo he had half of, he'd get the other half.
Or go get a card that could help find it.
Right.
I'm kind of surprised some of the cards he's not playing, though. And the thing about these Gifts and Given decks, these Battle of the Wits decks, is so often you just haven't thought of all the different possible cards that could go in.
Right.
But like, for instance, what's wrong with Tainted Pact?
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
Dude, I would play Tainted Pact.
Grindstone's got to be on that list, right? He's got Painter.
No, it's in here. It's in here.
I just didn't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. No, but
I saw
like,
Painter and didn't see the
Tainted, I mean, if you have room for Impulse, Tainted Pact is like, I mean, granted Impulse is a blue card, but that doesn't even matter that much. You have so many blue cards. Tainted Pact is like an Impulse that digs really, really, I mean, you don't have all the information at once, but Tainted Pact is a very powerful library manipulation spell for 254 card decks, since it's so likely that you'll get to look at so many cards before hitting a double.
Yeah, Tainted Pact, a card I haven't used in a long time, but yeah, I remember it just digs until you want to stop, right?
He has one Limb Duel's Vault. I mean, I guess you have Limb Duel's Vault, it's hard to go through, you can't go all the way through your deck. I guess Limb Duel's Vault is a lot worse with a 254 card deck.
Yeah, so it's got to be really just playing these decks seems like it's really awkward for a number of reasons.
He has 35 fetch lands.
That's a lot of shuffling.
That is definitely pretty awkward. I mean, there's only 40 fetch lands legal total. Like you can only legally play 40 fetch lands. He's playing 35 fetch lands.
Oh my gosh.
Very, very like he probably those 37 land people scoffs at him. 37 land, that's just my fetch lands. So
wow.
which combo are we going to see out of Steve this game?
How does Marc? I mean, what does Marc do? Just hope.
I mean, he just puts a fat. It's not even
hope.
He's set up well. If he would have had a Force of Will, he would win.
Right. That's what I mean. He just basically needs the counter spells.
Yeah, he needs a counter spell. Because like that game, if he would have had a Mental Misstep, if he would have had a Force of Will, if he would have had a Daze, if he would have drawn a single counter spell, he would have won the game.
And he set things up pretty well with the turn 1.
I mean, he had everything else, so it's not, there's nothing wrong with Like sometimes if you have Vile, Wasteland, and the perfect mix of creatures, sometimes there's one element of your game plan that doesn't come together. And in that game, he didn't draw a counterspell, and he really, really needs them. What does he have to board in?
That's what I'm looking at here.
Well, he's probably going to board in Corrosive Grip, right? Like, 'cause he knows that Steve's playing Battle Woods, but he's surely got tons of other combos too. And so Corrosive Grip is probably, yeah, I'm imagining Corrosive Grip is at the very least going to come in. Not so sure any of the other cards go in though. I mean, it's tempting to get tilted and think you're going to Sour Temptation on Merit Ledge, but Steve will probably never play another creature. You know, there's just too many different things.
It's unlikely that he's going to have that same combo again.
Echoing Truth is another option that he may bring in if he's tilted because he wants to bounce the Merit Ledge, thinking he can also bounce one of the other combos. But I'm not positive that's actually a good solution. The main thing is Corrosive Grip. I don't think he wants to dilute his deck too much. I think he needs to keep as much aggression as possible as long as he has all these counterspells and maybe some grips.
Yeah, he's already got main deck 12 counterspells.
Yep. He's one of those people who found room for the full Force of Wills.
Yeah. So
we see here Marc piling a third of Steve's deck. Now he moves on to another pile. So he's actually running the method of making piles of piles and then taking the piles of piles and then pile shuffling those piles and then continuing to cut the piles in half and mix them with other piles. So
yep. Oh,
but we're watching Battle of the Wits. You've got
a spicier.
We just gotta.
Okay.
All right. Well, just to tease you guys, just like we just got teased. Glenn Jones
Jones is promising us a spicier brew than we're watching.
By the booth. He's so excited.
He's literally got the biggest smile on his face that I've ever seen, and not ironically, literally, but literally, and he's smiling so much because he says that the brew that we're going to watch next round is actually spicier than this Battle of the Wits deck. In this Battle of the Wits deck, we're talking like what's the system like where you measure the number of peppers?
I don't know the name of it.
I don't know what it is, but I know
pepper scale kind of
Yeah,
thing?
exactly. I know that like fire extinguisher in the mouth is happening right now.
Pepper hotness scale.
Yeah, we definitely need to do some research on this.
Right. The Scoville scale. Yeah.
Scoville?
The measurement of the spicy heat or piquance or piquance. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but I've seen it before. Just don't know that I've
So it looks like Marc is taking a mulligan.
Well, it's a good thing Steve's not taking a mulligan.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about having so many cards. You have that much consistency. You know?
That's right. Consistency. It's all about consistency. Yeah, the Scoville heat scale for chili peppers. So where does Battle of Wits measure on the Scoville heat scale?
I mean, presumably, I'm sure you could look up whatever is enough to kill a man. That's the amount of spice we're looking at right now.
So wow, look at these numbers. 16 million. Looks like the highest.
I mean, you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think you that's definitely the type where you actually die.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. The test was developed in 1912. Interesting. I want to see, I'm probably down here,
Could you imagine a chemical 16 million times spicier than a chili pepper? Alright, Marc leading with another Ether Vial. Steve drawing. It looks like he has
an impulse.
All sorts of stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely got Impulse. That's about the only card I saw. And Scalding Tarn, because he is now fetching.
Can't really tell you what he's going to try to do, because, I mean, we know that he's going to try to set up a combo, but who knows which one. He gets Basic Island. Very, very important for a snow-covered island, I guess. Very important for not getting hit by.
So what's the deal there, real quick? He just fetched, only shuffled that little small chunk of his deck. He searched and fetched. Isn't he required to fetch shuffle the entire deck?
Absolutely. And I mean, obviously the players can agree on shortcuts or whatever, but it definitely seems really bad to look through your deck and have an idea of which types of cards are in the top 30 cards.
Yeah.
You should certainly at the very least have to mix the piles together. You can't do the commander style shuffling or like the old 250 card, You have to, I mean, this is a tournament. You got to play tighter than that. You can't just look at the top 30 because he might have looked through and saw that there was 2 Painter Servants and 2 Grindstones in the top 30 or something. And he doesn't even mean to. You don't have to look very long, but.
But yeah, Steve attempts to play a Divining Top, and Marc has the mental misstep for it, and so Steve passes the turn, and Marc just adds a Polluted Delta to the board, ticks up his Vial, and passes back to Steve.
No standstill, no 2-drops. Very interesting.
So Bayou added to Steve's side of the board.
Steve passes his turn. Marc choosing to search his entire library and shuffle his entire library.
Yeah. All 50, what,
goes with a
51 cards left?
Absolutely. Is that a 5th edition or a 6th edition island?
That's a good question. Let's find out. Island.
Looks like a 5th edition island.
I think it's very likely 5th edition. It's not that one, is it?
No, it's this set. But if you scroll down, you're going to find...
I think it's that one. Yep, it's that one. 5th edition by J.W. Frost. It's actually not bad artwork.
It's about an island a million away. Alright. We've continued shuffling. Eventually the Eric Lauer experience will rest for a moment. Now, is Marc not playing his 2-drops out of fear of counterspells?
I don't know. That's a strange... I mean...
Or does he just have all counterspells in his hand?
There's an impulse from Steve.
And it looks like Steve has an Enlightened Tutor. So his primary game plan here is probably just setting up the Enlightened Tutor for Battle of the Wits.
And he sees Force, Jace...
Prohibit.
That's not on the list, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's Prohibit. That's not even a joke. And it looks like, is that Slaughter Pact?
Yeah, it is. I didn't even hear you say Prohibit.
Oh, I definitely said 3 of them.
Yeah, wow.
Prohibit's a fun card.
Yeah, I wasn't playing much during Invasion, so it wasn't a card I've ever played with.
It's probably one of those cards that you consider to be better than Counterspell.
Must be. I mean, he's got Kicker.
No, because it costs 1 and a blue.
Oh.
So early on,
yeah, early on it's better than Counterspell, but not as good as Mana Leak.
And Steve drops a Pithing Needle. I mean, like, you gotta name Ether Vial. I mean, I guess you could theoretically name Factory, but I doubt it. I mean, it's not like the Factory is serving up any beats anyway. Name Ether Vial and it costs him so much mana that it's like the Factory is Steve attack.
Yeah, Marc thinking about it.
This is really not as aggressive of an opening as Marc would really like to be Skull.
Right, and if he's holding that many counterspells, I think, I mean, you pretty much always counter the Needle, right?
No, I don't think you necessarily do, because you can just cast your creatures. Like, your counterspells all cost 0.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Right, so why not just cast your guys?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Forget a Pithing Needle. Dude, I want to know why he isn't just getting in there with the Factory.
Well, didn't he just play the Factory?
Yeah, but start the beatdown, man.
Well, I assume that's what he's going to go with.
Start the
It's got summoning sickness.
Start the beatdown.
So Pithing Needle resolves naming Aether Vial.
Lame. Punish him. Start the beatdown.
Is that a foiled Dark Depths in his hand, or is it an Academy Ruins?
Dude, I don't know.
Does he play Academy Ruins?
Yes,
So.
he's playing Academy. It might be a Serenity. It might be a Lightning Bolt. It could be a Worldly Tutor. Worldly Tutor is pretty insane in this deck. He has, like, almost no creatures.
Well, look, he's tapping 3 to add a Marrow Regery to the board.
Marrow Regery, narrowly getting cut from Steve's deck. He's almost, like, barely enough cards that are better. That is an Academy Ruins. You are correct. So Steve's still just hanging out, waiting to set up Enlightened Tutor for Battle of the Wits. Marc giving him all the time in the world.
No, let me read it again.
I mean, it's interesting. Is he going to Slaughter Pact it here and then pay the upkeep? Or is he just going to go ahead and Factor Friction and get enough gas? Personally, with a 19 life cushion, I say just hang out, Factor Friction. He probably doesn't have a daze.
He's got a heck of a cushion, for sure.
He probably doesn't have a daze. Come on. Besides, what's the rush? Why do you need to pay the upkeep now? You could always Slaughter Pact later. Stick a Factor Friction. And then stick a fork in him, he's done.
Well, there's the Academy ruins.
So his board is Misty Rainforest, Academy Ruins, Bayou, Snow-Covered Island, and Pithing Needle. He decides to wait and give Marc another opportunity to draw Days. Marc draws and plays another factory. Looks like the beats are going to find... Well,
nope.
Fortunately the factory stays home. Marc playing a much more conservative style of Merfolk. Steve, it looks like, is going to end step Factor Fiction. He's got a lot of sweet stuff in his hand. Between Preordain and Slaughter Pact and Enlightened Tutor. He's got, I mean, even if he loses the fight over this Factor Fiction, he's not exactly under that short of a clock, nor does he, I mean, he's not short of gas either. Did he find another black mana?
He just found Underground Sea.
It's interesting, no white mana yet. Besides...
There he goes again, shuffling that one section.
Yeah, that's definitely not legal.
Yeah, isn't there a table judge?
No.
There's no table judge?
No.
Yeah.
There's slaughter.
Okay.
Yeah, if you could mention... I
I mean,
like, he should really at least push the two stacks together and then cut it in half again, because that's...
so he goes for Factor Fiction, and that gets dazed.
Oh yeah, were you sending a message off to...
Yeah, okay, we're gonna...
Because that is definitely corrupting the integrity of the event. So I guess he tries to get the second black to make sure that his Slaughter Pact doesn't get messed up with Wasteland or something, but I don't know. Maybe he has a white man in his hand, I don't know. Who knows? This guy might have planes. Plays a Sunken Ruins. More black mana. So weird that he didn't go get a white mana. What's he trying to prove?
Not sure what his plan is exactly. He's got Preordain, which we're seeing right here. So he's
Why did he play the land first? Now he can't get a white mana and win the game. And there's the white mana.
Yeah, which
and he ships to the,
well,
I guess,
we don't know. If it's
two stacks over.
Yeah. He is actually, I think, searching the bottom of the deck for the bottom of the library for the lands. Now that I'm looking at the arrangement of what he's drawing off of, like that's the top of his deck.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
No, I'm not saying it's correct. I'm saying
yeah, like he now knows the bottom of his library, and so he's gonna have to. Oh yeah,
The judge
all right.
has spoken to him.
2 factories and a Regery.
So it's been mentioned to him.
God, if he just had that white mana. All right, Regery and 2 factories, get busy.
So here
now he
comes
has
the beat
mystical.
down.
Yeah, but now he has mystical teachings. What in the world is he getting mystical teachings for? Like,
Slaughter Pact on the Mistress Factory.
not the Regery? I don't know what's going on right now.
It's not as if Marc needs land that bad. I mean, is he gonna? Oh yeah, I don't know.
This is so weird.
Is he thinking?
Alright, so I guess the factory is down, preventing 3 damage. So he decides to take 5, dropping it to 12. He now has access to... He's good at mystical teachings. He doesn't really have anything going on, but he has 3 different tutors.
So here's the mystical teachings? Yeah.
Yep, and he's going to have to pay the Slaughter Pact upkeep again, so I guess he's trying to establish control. I mean, is he going to tutor for a removal spell to kill the Regery? Or, I don't know, I guess the factory again? If you're just committed to not killing the Regery? What is he going to find? Still no white mana. So weird they didn't fetch it up. I guess... you can mystical teachings for... God, if he still had if he killed the Regery, he could mystical teachings for repeal, and then just repeal the Pithing Needle.
Yeah.
And reset it on factory, and completely stop the beats and draw a card. I guess it's tough when you have 250 different cards. All right, going through stack number 4. Sounds like he has something in mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say he must have something in mind. Does he play Sabo's Decree? Is a question.
He does not. Card did he find? He didn't find Terror, did he? He doesn't even have Terror, right? Who's that card? I mean, he has Go for the turn attack.
Can we find out what he teachings for? Okay, we're gonna
Thank you,
find
sir.
out.
Wow. 254 cards plus 15 in the sideboard, and he only had room for 2 mental missteps. And you gotta make room for Daze, Prohibit, Misdirection, Cryptic Command, Force of Will, Remand, Counterspell, Mana Leak, Muddle the Mixture, Spell Snare, Disrupt. Wild. Alright. So, still resolving
the shuffling, yeah. He got Terror?
He did get Terror.
He got Terror.
254 cards, decides Terror is the one. I guess he needs to buy himself time to have a third opportunity to find white mana. So, on his upkeep, he looks like he's going to elect to not lose the game to Slaughter Pact.
At least it appears that way. And, let's see. So he, pays for the pact.
Dude, why don't people kill people with mana shorts anymore? I mean, hasn't that come up where somebody's got a Slaughter Pact that they're supposed to pay and you just mana short them? They have no mana, like in response to the pact trigger.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I never even thought of that.
All right, so
he top decked those Shackles, by the way. So
I mean, that's a great card.
yeah.
I think he has like 2 islands, which is big enough to get some job done.
Mm-hmm.
He decides to wait again. Some people, don't even feel anything unless they are risking the game on the opponent drawing out.
Yeah, he likes attention.
Absolutely.
Such players, if you are interested in signing up for our 2-headed giant tournament, that is now open. We will be taking signups for the next hour. If you would like to come play some 2-headed giant seals,
Certainly going to stick.
in addition, we're also still taking signups for our second draft event today.
And he's saying, tap your Sunken Ruins.
And Steve responds by adding mana to his mana pool.
So on Mark's side of the board we have 3 islands and a Mishra's Factory, along with an Aether Vial, which has 3 counters on it, but is currently being stopped by a Pithing Needle on the opposite side of the board. Next to the Aether Vial you have Marrow Regery and a fresh Coral Helm Commander on board. Factory gets activated, and Regery, wait a second, Steve holds him up in response to the factory activation, or at least in response to entering combat here. And he has a Terror for the Regery. So yeah, on Steve's side of the board is just the Pithing Needle, naming Aether Vial, and 5 lands, including Academy Ruins, Island, Underground Sea, Sunken Ruins, and does he have a Bayou in play?
He does.
Okay.
I wonder how often stopping regeneration matters that you'd want to have Terror instead of Doomblade, but... Is that a Green Sun Zenith? No, he's not playing green. What card is that?
And it does look like Green Sun Zenith, but
no, is that Noxious Revival?
Yeah, I think it is.
It is. He's going to Noxious Revival. And Noxious Revival is mental misstepped after shocking himself.
Yeah, so both players pay some Phyrexian, or pay some life for the Phyrexian mana. Alright, so Steve's turn, casts the Dalkin Shackles, and immediately steals the Coral Helm Commander.
Yeah. The Dalkin Shackles, very powerful against the Merfolk strategy.
Yeah.
Mark is going to have to go ahead and read this one.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he has not gone and got any green mana yet. Perhaps not wanting Steve to know if he has access to it. Has he fetched it all yet?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know that he's fetched, but yeah, you're right. I don't think Steve knows that he has access to green. But, Steve passes the turn back to Mark. Mark just draws and drops Wasteland and passes back.
So Steve has Counterspell now. So he's actually in a pretty good spot. All he needs to do is find a single white mana, and you can actually get down to business. Go ahead and go get that Battle of the Wits and close it out. He's still got Mystical Teachings in the graveyard, too.
So Academy Ruins puts the
top
Sensei's
back on
Divining
top.
Back on top.
And he takes down the counterspell mana to play out of top. I guess there's nothing he really needs to use counterspell on right now anyway. He's just going to be saving counterspell to force through an eventual win somehow. The top helping him find that white mana that he needs.
So yeah, the top resolves, I believe, and and he passes back. So Marc draws for the turn, passes right back.
This is definitely a tough spot. I mean, Marc really needed to come out early. He still managed to get one good turn where he hit for an awful lot. But Steve at 8 life with the Shackles and now a counterspell in hand and a top to start digging through his deck is in a real good spot. This is probably a little bit of a rocky matchup for the Merfolk player anyway. But it'd be interesting to see if he came out a lot more aggressively, how much that would continue.
There it is.
There's the white mana he's looking for, and
was it a force?
no, it's I don't know, some blue card.
So he draws Scalding Time. On Twitter, we say they're saying he played Tropical Island in Game 1.
Okay, so Steve
may know that
has the information.
Yeah, if he paid attention. And there it is again. So
boom goes the dynamite.
The Tropical Island, and boom goes the Tropical Island. Doesn't have that ring to it.
That's correct. It does not.
So he uses Divining Top again. Sees Academy Rector.
Are we not casting in Lane Tutor?
Apparently not.
We have Counterspell.
Okay, so there's a Tundra. Is he also not he's not leveling that Coral Hum Commander or attacking with it? I mean, he's not attacking with it probably because of
he probably doesn't want to level it just because he's not going to win with it, and he doesn't want to have it leveled up if he ever loses control of it because of the Frozen Grip.
So it's basically just a temporary removal spell for the moment.
Well, it's also holding off the factory.
That's true, yeah. So, he's using top yet again.
What is he looking for? He has a counterspell and a card that tutors up a card that wins the game. I mean, maybe he's trying to set up something different that's more resilient in case his opponent's hand is Force of Will and Frozen Grip, and he figures he has all the time in the world.
Well, there's Academy Rector.
Definitely a lot of surprises and twists and turns. His juicy Academy Rector targets are Serenity, Moat, Battle of the Wits, obviously, but
yeah, apparently he had access to that for a while. He doesn't seem to be wanting to.
Yeah, I guess that's actually it. He does not have very many enchantments in his deck. I think it's mostly just Battle of the Wits. But Serenity and Moat are interesting backups. Can never be too careful, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean he's probably has to just counter that. Yeah. So he's going to hard cast Force of Will on the Academy Rector. And a counterspell for the Force of Will from Chapman.
So this is pretty close to inevitable because, I mean, I guess Marc is going to need a Frozen Grip pretty soon because it's not going to be too hard for Steve to find a way to kill his own Rector. I think he has 66 answers in his 66 ways in his deck to deal with his own Academy Rector.
You just throwing that number out there, or you actually counted? You counted, right? That's what you were taking notes on earlier.
I didn't even count. I just know. Like, this is a very common matchup.
Yeah, right. It's all the Battle of Wits decks play exactly 66 answers.
This is, I mean, if net decking and Battle of the Wits go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. 66 exactly, right? Right there, yeah.
It's math.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, Marc draws.
So Rector definitely resolved, and
so Marc has given up attacking.
He can't attack now, so he's got to go with his backup plan. decking.
I guess.
Chapman.
Alright. We're seeing some more library manipulating. Looks like he's going to find some white mana. Probably not. I think he knew where that Tundra was. Unless he's just finding a different source of white mana.
He's got the Tundra.
No, he does have the Tundra, that's right. He waited a turn. So, maybe we'll get another white mana. Or who knows, just go get another land. Straighten out a few cards.
Hopefully he doesn't path or swords his Academy Rector.
Yeah, I don't think that's 166.
No. But he's getting another Tundra.
It is another Tundra.
Now he's going to Enlighten Tutor for Battle of Wits. Well, now we have a daze.
Yeah. Waited until he was tapped out. So he was definitely vulnerable for a minute to the daze there. And at this point, though, with Academy Rector in play and a Shackles, he's just going to be using his top every turn, looking for a way to kill his own Rector. Put this one away.
So
the primary things he's looking at here, he's looking for either an Intuition, or a Trinket Mage, or a Jace, or a Tezzeret, or a Muddle the Mixture, or a Brainstorm, or a Ponder, or a Preordain, or an Impulse, or a Predict, or a Factor Fiction, or a Gifts Ungiven, or... I mean, he's still got Mystical Teachings in his graveyard,
Flashback
too.
Teachings for Slaughter Pact.
Well, no, he only has the one Slaughter Pact, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he only has one Slaughter Pact.
Yeah, someone mentioned that on Twitter. Flashback Teachings for Slaughter Pact. It's like, seems like a good plan, but yeah, since the Slaughter Pact's gone. But still, Flashback Teachings for...
You don't need to, just hang out. Do the top. I mean, there's an awful lot of gas in Steve's deck. He's got more gas than, like, the top 3 players in the tournament so far. Eyes upkeep. Keeps as many options open as possible. Uses Academy Runes.
Is that Cryptic Command, Ponder, and Isochron Scepter.
He needs to be able to put the Enlightened Tutor in there. He, looks like he's going to get the Ponder. Just give himself some more looks. So it's the Ponder.
Playing the Ponder.
Betting he almost surely shuffles. Depends on what the third card is. Is that a land? Yeah, he's going to shuffle. If you're just tuning in, we are watching the Battle of the Wits, Painter Servant Grindstone, Hexmage Dark Depths, Thopter Sword, combo deck taking on Merfolk. Score is 1-0 in terms of games, favoring Battle of the Wits. Merfolk player is ahead in life, but his life is far behind in this game.
He can't really attack because Academy Rector.
Right, the Academy Rector, the Vidalcan Shackles, plenty of mana of whatever colors, Pithing Needle, Sensei's Top. At this point, Steve is just looking for a way to kill his own Rector. Eventually, he'll get to that point, and it'll be a done deal, unless Marc finds a Crossing Grip in time.
He's going to go in the Academy Rector beatdown plan now.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
That's a good beat. I kind of wonder if you don't just swing with the Coral Helm Commander instead and keep the Academy Rector home, though. Just to increase the beats.
Is it possible he sided out Battle of the Wits?
No.
That's the question from Twitter.
Oh. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think it's possible. I think it would actually be like a breakdown of the space-time continuum. It's interesting that he spent his mana so that he cannot Teachings again. But I mean, I guess he's just riding this top for the time being.
So standstill from Marc.
Which is interesting, because Steve will probably break it, but Steve probably can't lose if he doesn't break it. I don't know. This whole situation is very strange. So Coral Helm Commander, having just entered Marc's side, gains a couple level counters. Steve at this point tops again, and he's going to have to think about upgrading either leveling up his Coral Helm Commander, or just going ahead and letting the Coral Helm Commander go and stealing Coral Helm Commander that actually flies. Looks like he decides to do neither. Now, Steve doesn't actually have that much life. He can't just sit around and not do something about a 4/4 flyer.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I know he's got the other Coral Helm Commander there, but he can't block the other flyer. And
Well, I mean, he's going to level it up.
Right. He's got to level it up. But that Rector was holding things back too. Was holding back the factory. And if he keeps... Marc has no problem taking one every turn.
Lord of Atlantis is just fatal here. If he just plays Lord of Atlantis?
Yeah.
This is a lot of... This is a lot of risk. But... Steve still only has 4 mana now, so... Like, I don't know, I kind of would have just powered up 6. Just give your guy flying, and then leave enough mana to cast that Teachings. Like, you got a Teachings. You gotta go get a way to kill your Rector. You can't just hang out. Eventually, Marc's gonna draw some business. I mean, are you waiting out the standstill at this point?
Well, he sees cards at the top. They were.
Like, there's no waiting out the standstill. He's got a vial.
What is it? Yeah.
If there's, I mean...
Maybe 5 minutes left in the match.
I mean, I guess, yeah, to be fair, he's definitely ahead 1-0, and there's apparently 5 minutes left.
So, is that,
Muddle the Mixture has been transmuted. So, there's no way he doesn't kill his Rector with this. He has access to Fire Ice. He has Diabolic Edict. There you go.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. He's going to win. Like, yeah.
So he's getting Diabolic Edict right now. Apparently 2 minutes left in the round.
I mean, there's certainly no way they're playing a third again.
Yeah.
However, at this point, Marc could very easily draw 3 cards off a standstill and have 2 of them be counterspells, or a Corrosive Grip and a counterspell.
I'm pretty sure he's got Force in his hand already. Level up the commander for Marc. Pass back. Alright, so... Alright, he's going to use the top. Sees Preordained Brainstorm something? Is it Ponder?
Probably.
No.
No Trinket Mage. Which could obviously, in a pinch, go find an Engineer Explosives or something.
In
there again.
The, Academy Rector.
The beats continue unimpeded. Ships the turn again.
Let me read your shackles again. I think he's checking to see if the power goes above the number of islands if he loses control of it. But you don't. He's got 1, 2, 3, at least. I think he's got at least 4 islands anyway, doesn't he? I can see 3 of them. Yeah, he's got 4.
There's a Force of Will.
Okay. That's probably. I mean, I assume that's what he's digging for. So I would assume here's Diabolic Edict with Force backup.
Legacy players, that is time for the round. Time has expired. Finish the current turn, then play 5 additional turns.
Well, fortunately, he can win at will. So.
And then he tops again. Play land. Attack with Academy Rector.
Right, because that's probably going to do something in the next 3 turns.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you much.
Unbelievable.
Well, now, in Steve's defense, at this point, why do anything?
Yeah.
You don't need to win. What are you trying to prove? I guess you're not going to lose.
The showmanship, though?
You might as well go for it. Why not? You can't lose.
Right.
Go for the win. Finish him. Finish him.
been like on that finish him screen for about 20 minutes, I think.
Dude, it's been on the finish him screen since Thursday.
That's just an island.
So his board is 10 land, Pithy Needle on Vial, the top, the Rector, and a Shackles controlling a Coral Home Commander. He tops again. Why not? Okay. Some mental misstep on top. No? Yeah, Lindwell's Vault on top. Can never be too careful.
If Glenn's next matchup is as spicy as this one.
Yeah, I think that spicier than this one might be the, like, counterbalance mirror.
Yeah. Could be. Academy Rector,
So Marc forces him to like, Marco has him block. He's sick of this. He says, let's do this.
He's flying. That's not flying. Isn't that what's happening here?
No, the Academy Rector attacked.
Oh, Marc blocked.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's tired of this.
Count your library. Oh, it's 198 cards.
A strange block by Marc. Perhaps just trying to have some fun. He figures he can't win the match anyway.
Yeah. He's got the showmanship here in this match.
Takes his time shuffling. Steve now is careful to shuffle Marc's deck.
Right. Maybe Marc's just been, well, he figures if Steve's slow rolling him, he's gonna wait until Steve has less than 200 cards in his library and then let him get Battle of Wits.
He mock pumps the fist and breaks his own standstill.
Yep. Draw 3 cards. There it is, 201, 200, 199. He's making that Battle of Wits useless.
I mean, that's one theory.
I think that would be pretty funny. Obviously, it doesn't matter.
Steve, topping. I think we've seen enough. Folks, let me spoil you. It ends, they run out of time, or Battle of Wits resolves. Either way, Steve is the winner. No games lost.
Well, Battle of Wits certainly resolves. It's just, does it...
The ability.
Does it... Okay. I really,
It's good that they're tanking when time is up.
Mm-hmm.
Are we allowed to walk out of this? Turn the cameras off? Dude, like, the commissioner should be handing down suspensions and fines for such activity.
Glenn may be giving us a little bit of a...
Here's what you guys look at next year.
Thank you.
Not the final one. Just
Okay.
Oh.
Wait.
Yeah. Wait. Notice?
Yeah, wait. Oh my gosh. I thought that was just filled out wrong. I just thought that was...
lost to AJ in 3 games.
Wow, you're not kidding. This is the one we want to watch. Let's save this one for a surprise.
Yeah, well,
I was just typing it. Here's list. That's what.
Oh, they're not playing each other?
No.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
we don't have to return it for the rest.
whoever Michael Joy plays next, we are going to enjoy watching this one. This deck is sweet.
yeah, I thought this was just filled out
This
wrong.
deck is sweet. You are absolutely correct.
When I picked it up, I thought I was going to...
This is the sweetest deck I have seen in a long time. This deck is so sweet. Look to the far right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright. So I say we just cut these guys off. Like, this is... Like, seriously, how can...
Well, I mean,
They've
it's
spent the
ending right
last
now
5
anyway.
minutes with a Battle of the Wits in play, shuffling and just resolving spells that are irrelevant. They're just casting spells back and forth, hurting each other, or hurting themselves. With time up, holding up the tournament. So I say we cut them off. We don't need to feed into this.
The judges have told us to speed up.
Yeah, but I'm saying, alright.
Just letting you know.
Alright,
The
so for
judges
those of you
apparently-
watching at home, there's been a diabolic edict irrelevantly cast because these two gentlemen are just having such a good time. And that's fine. Dude, this is a great time to have a lunch break.
It's just us here.
That's not like unprofessional, right?
That's just all you said.
For me. Like, I feel bad. Like, I don't want to... Alright.
right, so for those of you just joining us, lucky you, you've narrowly avoided watching the majority of this match.
No, that's not true. It's only the last 5 minutes where the gratuitous, mindless self-indulgence has taken place.
Yeah, mindless self-indulgence. It's a good band.
Yeah, what do you think about mindless self-indulgence? You like their music?
I'm a fan of them. I haven't listened to them in a while, but I think that's a misplay actually.
Girls love me because they know that I can rock.
If you're so smart, explain this, Clarissa.
Yeah, so people at home, just tuning in, what is your favorite MSI song?
Yeah.
Like, if you're into mindless self-indulgence, what is your favorite MSI track?
Do they have one called Battle of Wits?
Yeah, but I don't think that's anybody's favorite at this point.
No.
What's that?
The Wasteland on Academy Roads.
Careful.
All right, so he untaps. Is this the upkeep Battle of Wits? All right, count your library.
And
He didn't make him count his library?
Didn't even make him play it out.
Count his library. He's going to count it.
Oh,
Count
of course
the
he's
library.
going to count it. Why
Count
would he count it, right?
Count it. Count it. I want him to count it. It's the most entertaining thing that's happened in the last few minutes. You trying to match flip, I'll
No, you know what? At this point, make them double count it.
Just why count the library? Count the rest.
Because you're obviously just trying to waste everybody in the tournament's time. Telling you, slow play match losses for both of them. Mutual match loss. Auto mutual match loss affiliation. However, for those of you tuning in, stay tuned in because I guarantee the next deck that we showcase will be the coolest deck of the tournament without question. It is one of the coolest decks I have ever seen.
Yeah, definitely a surprise. I like these guys too. You know, there's this.
Yep.
Which is,
yeah.
Which
So
yeah.
there's actually it's I guess made possible because of 12 cards from the new set that enable a unorthodox strategy that I think we're going to find is the coolest strategy of the tournament.
Yeah, definitely 12 new Phyrexia cards in the deck. I'm looking at the oh yeah, and there's
and more on the sideboard.
Four more on the
but I don't think
sideboard.
the 4 on the sideboard are necessary.
No,
they're reasonable.
What I did see was this, and then I thought, well, why not that? And then
So for those of you at home, any guesses as to what this new deck is? What is this new deck that we have not? I mean, it's not entirely a new archetype, but it's a different direction. What could it possibly be? What is this new card? New strategy? It's a new twist on an existing strategy that uses 12 cards from New Phyrexia
in the main
that allow it to go a very bold, different direction.
Wow, yeah. So,
in any event, before we get to that though.
Yeah. Actually, let me real quick. I just want to take a look real quick at that's what I thought.
You need this
he
back
went
now?
with what he said he was. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna use this one. These we don't.
Keep going.
Yeah, these we don't need.
Thank you, Glenn, for that. For this upcoming.
You definitely delivered. I apologize for in any way questioning the possibility that this would be the spiciest brew that I have seen in years.
Remember back when we thought Battle of Wits, this was a spicy matchup? Remember that?
I mean, Battle of the Wits always sounds good in theory. You just don't ever want to actually play with it or watch it.
Yeah, that's cool. You're in the middle. Why don't you go ahead and switch out?
Can we switch
Go
out?
ahead.
All right.
And then we'll switch again. So.
All right. I'll be back in time for the sickest ever spice brew here. Sickest ever 2012.
So we've got some guesses.
This might be the brew that ends the world.
It could be. So Glenn Jones joining us in the booth. For those of you just joining us, I'm Joey Pasco, joined by Glenn Jones, as I just said.
About to select our feature matches. I already know which one is going under here.
Glenn's gonna figure out who we're watching. Well, we know half of who we're watching. Yeah.
Jacob Young and Michael Joy will be on our camera match.
Right, so yeah, Michael Joy versus Jacob Young will be watching momentarily. Headed into is this round 4?
Yes, we're about to start.
How many
round
rounds is this tournament?
7.
7 rounds. Okay, so
Yep.
we're going into round 4 of 7. We just watched Battle of Wits take down Merfolk. Yeah, Battle of Wits. Actually, the Battle of Wits deck